everybody, and welcome to Forever Cricket on Forever Sports. And the Delhi Capitals have just laid down the gauntlet and made some big intentions about IPL success in 2021 when they beat the Chennai Super Kings by 7 wickets with 8 balls remaining, chasing down 188 in just 18.4 overs. And it was the perfect start by Delhi Capitals, who, might I remind you, do not have Kagiso Rabada currently and do not have Anirudh Nokia. Probably the best combination. It was the best combination in IPL last year. Rabada was the leading wicket taker in the competition. So to have gone and done that without some of these big players is a big statement by Delhi Capitals. And I think it was a very good game because, I mean, they started off in the best note and then allowed the Chennai Super Kings to sort of get back into the game. But they've got so many good batsmen and such big sort of star quality that I think they'll believe that they can chase down any total because, I mean, 190 and 18.4, they now know they can get over 200. And when you've got that sort of confidence, when you've got that belief, you can do most things, to be honest. Belief is a huge thing in cricket. When you go out chasing something like 188, knowing that you've done it before, chasing 200, knowing you can do it, you know, it's a whole different mindset. Before you break the game down, please do subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video as well. Right. So if we look at the game, Delhi Capitals won the toss and elected to field first, and they were off to a brilliant start. After Ruturaj Gaikwad and Faf du Plessis were both dismissed very early on. In fact, Chennai Super Kings were 2 for 7 for 2 in just the third over. So when you think of Faf du Plessis and how well he played last year, to have him out early was a huge win. Moeen Ali then came in and did what Moeen Ali does. 36-24 strike rate of 150, very good innings. That was very well backed up by Suresh Raina, who's been so good for Chennai for so long. 54 runs off 36 deliveries, a strike rate of 150, hitting 4 sixes, 3 fours, a brilliant innings by him. That was well backed up by the likes of Ambati Rayudu, who made 23 of 16, as well as Jadeja, 26 of 17, a strike rate of 152. MS Dhoni going for a duck, but then Sam Curran, brilliant effort towards the end, making 34 of 15, a strike rate of 226. And those sort of cameos in the middle order, that's where games are won and lost for me. You know, when you look at something like a Dave Miller who can come in and if he comes off, can score those sort of 30, 40 runs off like 20 deliveries, that's where you can win games. You know, it's important, obviously, to have a platform. It's important to start well, but when you've got that sort of middle lower order that comes off, more times out of 10, they can bail you out of trouble. They can suddenly put what is a decent pass score to something that's not reachable. So in innings like that, Sam Curran, 34-15, cannot be overstated how much that is, how important that is. And then in reply, it was a masterclass from Delhi Capitals, and it looked, I mean, a bowling lineup which is missing Ngidi, but did have the likes of Deepak Chahar, Sam Curran, you know, Jadeja, Moeen Ali, Dwayne Bravo, Shardul Thakur. It was disappointing. It really was disappointing. And I mean, when Prithvi Shaw eventually went out for 72 of 38, a strike of 189, probably it is the best innings of the tournament, followed very closely by Shikhar Dhawan, who, with the opening partner, put on 85 runs for 54 deliveries, 10 fours, 2 sixes. That opening partnership was 138 runs. The first wicket fell in the 14th over after 138 runs. And when you've got that sort of platform, and then you have captain and superstar Rishabh Pant walking to the crease at that situation, you really do back yourself. Pant didn't really come off, 15 runs off 12 deliveries, 2 fours, no sixes, a strike of 125. Not his best effort, but, you know, the hard yards really were done. By the time Shikhar Dhawan went out 167 for 2, most of the work was done. So look, Pant was not out. He got the side to the end there. Marcus Stoinis, 14 of 9, strike rate of 155. Shimron Hetmeyer didn't face a ball. But when you've still got Shimron Hetmeyer who didn't face a ball, you still got Ajinkya Rahane who's good with the bat. You still got Chris Wokes. You got Tom Curran. Ravi Ashwin could all bat. This Delhi Capitals side is a very good outfit, and that's without Nokia. That's without Kagiso Rabada. So for me, I think you're looking at Delhi Capitals as one of the favourites in the tournament. I think you've got to look at Mumbai. You've got to look at World Challengers. You know, are always going to be there and thereabout with an AB de Villiers and Virat Kohli, but the bowling always lets them down. And I think Delhi Capitals and Mumbai are the two teams to watch. They were last year, and I think they're going to be very similar this year because I think there's so much star quality across both sides. And this Delhi Capitals side, to make that sort of chase look so easy was a huge sign of intent. So, yeah, very interesting second day. Best performance of the tournament. As I said, it just looked too easy by Delhi Capitals. Chennai Super Kings, so disappointing last year in the tournament and not a good start again. A decent recovery to get up to 188, but big sort of issues. And, from a staff perspective, you start to wonder, someone like Imran Tahir going to potentially come into the side. Then are they playing in sort of spin-friendly conditions? Because we look at the bowling, and for Chennai, it was just expensive. I mean, Shardul Thakur went for an economy of 14.45, 2 wickets for 53 runs. Sam Curran, 0 for 24 in 2 overs, economy of 12. Deepak Chahar, 0 for 36, economy of 9. Jadeja, economy of 8. Marine Ali, economy of 11. Dwayne Bravo, economy of 7. So Bravo was probably the only sort of reasonable one. Apart from that, 8, 9, 40s, 12s, 11s. It's not really good enough, is it? And there was no sort of capacity or chance taking wickets. There just wasn't a wicket taker there. They really struggled to try and break through that opening partnership. And if you can't do that, if you allow a start like 138 runs, I mean, you walk in at number 3 at 138, you need to go and put on, 50 runs? You've got complete license to do whatever you want. You've got the foundation, all the pressure's off you. All you need to do is bat the end of the game, and you pretty much get there because, you'll back yourself, you'll back your ability to get there. Bowling-wise, for the Delhi Capitals, Chris Woakes was very, very impressive up front. 2 for 18 in his 3 overs, economy of 6. Very well supported by Avesh Khan, who got 2 for 23 in his 4 overs, economy of 5.75. An expensive day for Ravi Ashwin. He got 1 for 47 in his 4, an economy of 11.75. Tom Curran was also quite expensive, 1 for 40 in his 4 overs, an economy of 10. Marcus Stoinis bowled just 2 overs and went for 26, an economy of 13. Ahmed Mishra bowled 3 overs. He went for 9, an over, 0 for 29 was his figures. What was impressive about Chris Woakes and Avesh Khan is they each bowled 11 dot balls. The 22 dot balls makes a huge difference. There were just too many dot balls in that Chennai game at the end of the day. You've got 22 between the openers. Ashwin bowled 9, Tom Curran bowled 7, Mishra bowled 4, Marcus Stoinis bowled 4. That is so many dot balls. If you can just take half of those dot balls and make them singles, it takes them over 200, and suddenly it's game on. So that's always going to be a bit of a worry. And in comparison, you look at when Delhi when Chennai bowled, and it just you got Deepak Chahar 8 dot balls, Shardul Thakur 6 dot balls, Dwayne Bravo 7 dot balls, but it's just there's so many fewer dot balls. So that's the main sort of thing, is to try not to bowl as many dot balls. Make sure every delivery is counts, because dot balls can kill you in a T20, and that was the case today. Obviously, it's some brilliant batting. I mean, when you've got somebody who goes and makes 72 of 38, that's a match-winning innings. It doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter what the situation is. Somebody plays like that, you'll often go on to win the match. But Josh, let me know what you thought of the game down in the comments below. Smash a like on the video as well. Let me know who you are backing in the IPL. My name is Stephen. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you do subscribe, and I'll chat to you soon.